Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another video. I just checked out the Gib and Austin fight to see who won. I found out who won, but now this somebody who is probably more informed on basketball than, or I said basketball, boxing than me, is going to tell me what actually happened. Because people are saying that he faked the injury and didn't want to get knocked out again.
All right, so we are back home from the Kingpin High Stakes Tournament. Yeah, doing that for about 2 weeks straight has my voice sounding like this. But anyway, we're back, and today's video is no joking matter. In fact, it's a video to try to figure out the severity of what I just saw in the main event of Kingpin High Stakes, and I'm not exactly sure the answer, but Gib versus Austin, it left us with a bitter taste in our mouth. Not because we didn't get to see the rematch, but because of the way it ended. I have my suspicions, and we're going to break this entire fight down. I want to give you exactly what I think happened from start to end and answer the question, what really happened between
people
Austin
saying the
and
KO,
Gib?
he's seen the KO
Breakdown.
and he didn't want to get embarrassed.
Let's go. All right, so like I said, this was the moment for Austin and Gib to settle all the questions. Coming into this rematch, Austin said, listen, he didn't get the full version of me. I was sick. This time it's not going to be the case. Gib was saying, look, I have done this to you before. I'm going to do it again. And both guys showed up ready to win this fight. And that showed in the first round. Both guys, patient but present individuals, where Austin, the first time around, was very much front foot heavy, did not respect Gib one iota. I've never understood what the word iota means, but just like a Chase Demore apology after he goes fucking RoboCop and Stevie Knight lays on the ground fucking dead, it doesn't really mean a lot. But like I said, Austin and Gib, a lot of respect in this first round, and Gib came out on the front foot, working his jab, circling away from Austin's power hand, something that, again, gives you more appreciation as to how good Gib is getting with his boxing IQ, never circling to the one weapon that Austin can put him away with, and understanding that circling away from Austin and changing the angle makes Austin reset and fight at Gib's pace. But I will say the first round, Austin had a lot of success too. He was jabbing away, he was being patient, landed some shots here and there, and you could potentially even say that Austin may win this first round, although I do slightly edge it to Gib just based off, again, his pressure and pace forward. Austin's still hanging around the outside. You could go with Austin. That's a completely justifiable round for him if you wanted to give it that way. I tend to slightly lean Gib there, again, just because of the lack of activity. Round two was absolutely Gib's round all the way up until the end, and we'll get to that in a second. But again, another competitive round where both guys were having success, but Gib seemed to turn over a new motor here. And a couple of things in this round specifically started to bother me about what Austin was doing on defense and offense, because while in the first round he was patient, so you didn't get to see a lot of offensively what he had in store, in the second round, you started to see the issues with what was going to be if this fight did go the 5 rounds, in my opinion. It was Austin very much straight up in exchanges, where he was patient in round 1, he was in the fire in round 2, and Gib entering range at a lower level, Austin standing straight up, his chin straight up, and swinging his punches from his waist showed me that Austin still had not learned some things from that first fight, and was just one of the things that I've spoke about with Austin, which is he's not a natural southpaw, so for him to try to let off shots, it feels more comfortable him throwing from his hip with his backhand versus being able to stand and fire that thing off like a natural southpaw would. He's a natural right-handed guy, so his lead hand, oddly enough, becomes his most dangerous weapon. And Gib did a great job here of something we're going to reference in just a little bit, and that was going to the body. Austin remaining so high, especially when Gib would enter range or Austin would try to close it, allowed Gib to barrel his head into Austin's chest and rip the body over and over. And Austin didn't really have any defense to stop it. He was going very much high guard, and Gib was sneaking shots underneath. And there was a couple exchanges where Austin was getting hit with Gib's forehead as Gib would enter range, because Austin, again, would stand straight up, lean back, and hope that Gib wouldn't work his body. Gib changed his level, leaned forward with his head. It was a natural collision, but again, just showed that Gib was starting to initiate pressure, initiate that forward pace, and Austin was starting to get a bit overwhelmed here in round 2. That was until the end of round 2, where Austin had the most success he had in this fight, and potentially if there were 30 more seconds in this round, we maybe would have seen some things change, because Austin, in one of these flurries that we started to see over and over as Gibbs started to ramp up his pressure and continue to encourage exchanges back and forth, Austin actually lands a check right hook in between Gibbs' lead hook and rocks Gibb a little bit here. And yes, Gibb stumbled over Austin's lead foot a little bit, but when a punch makes a man's snot fly out of his nose faster than the common cold, that is a big time shot, and Austin landed a big one here. Gibb was absolutely feeling that shot. That was only for the last 10 to 15 seconds. The majority of the round, Gibb won handily with his forward pressure, with his work to the body, which was a big key as Austin, again, stood straight up and never really got his feet balanced underneath him and really got set. I still give round 2 to Gibb. Again, looking back on it, this was a competitive fight and looked like two guys that wanted to be in there. We're going after it. Back-to-back rounds where both guys had success and were showing a little bit more boxing acumen than we saw in the first fight. But in this third round, not only did his aggression have success, but it was like Austin was fading as Gibb was progressing. There was either an issue with Austin's cardio or maybe the fact that Gibb was taking so much time to work the body in that second round where Austin was keeping a pretty decent high guard was starting to pay dividends for Gibb, because this third round, he came out like a man possessed.
Fun family mornings start with Jimmy Dean biscuit roll-ups.
A good hearty breakfast that you can eat on the go.
And again, you could even hear in Austin's corner in this round, they are screaming for him to move. His coach, Yogi, screaming, move, while Austin was inviting exchanges and doing the things that got him into trouble in the first fight, coming into range, standing straight up, overthrowing his left hand again and falling into range behind it, again showing that there wasn't necessarily the development in camp. Again, it was only 8 weeks, so I don't blame Austin for not being the next level up or super high level after the first fight. He did have a limited time, but you can tell there was still some roughness around the edges, and as he got more tired, this is a massive key, his technique started to dwindle as well. And then we get to that specific ending sequence. Austin throws another left hand that he kind of falls in behind. Gibb hits him with a right hand to the body, 2 uppercuts to the body, and Austin is again trying to clinch him and walking Gibb backward into the neutral corner. Gibb turning Austin over his left shoulder. Austin goes into the ropes and he starts to scream. And I think he even said, oh, fucking ankle's pretty serious, man. And you don't really usually see people walking around on it after they break their ankle. And the medical team there had said if anything was wrong with Austin's ankle, it would be more ligament, not necessarily a bone thing. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know about something because I haven't seen any x-rays, MRIs. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm just giving you what I saw on commentary, and I will give you one more angle that I found from ringside of this same exchange that wasn't able to really be seen on commentary or on the main broadcast because it didn't catch Austin's feet. But like I said, I found a different angle, and again, I don't know.
Would it be this one? It would be this foot, the right foot, or
that is kind of why I'm sitting here a little more confused, even watching the footage back and even seeing this separate angle as to what really happened. And this is not a video to question Austin, his injury, his heart, his will to be there. I just got a lot of people asking me, and I don't have the answer. Did Austin sustain an injury here that kept him from continuing? I don't know. Did Austin quit? I don't know. These are the only 2 things I can come up with, though. Either something real happened with his foot here that we're going to find out about, and again, if that's the case, that fucking sucks. I hate that for Austin because I know he put in a ton of work to get back to this position, and have something like that happen to him has to be devastating. But if it didn't, and this was his way of, again, finding a way out of this fight, I could also understand that too, because as Gibb was starting to ramp up that gas tank and his momentum was starting to build, it didn't look like things were going to get better for Austin in rounds 4 or 5. And potentially in this third round, he had that realization. What happened in this fight? What happens going forward in the Kingpin tournament? I have my suspicions, but don't necessarily have those answers. So, guess we'll find out.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Good video. Good video. New fighting footage is a problem. When did this come out? My bad for the plane. I assume we'll have to respond to this 4 months from now saying, I feel like this is right time to tell y'all. No excuse for my leg snapped in half right before the fight. This can be defeated. I guess. Like, subscribe, see you guys later. I was not reading all of it. Like, subscribe, see you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night, and bye.